I am a Marxist. The immortal words of Lee Harvey Oswald on August 21st, 1963, in New Orleans, Louisiana. Famous words. On August 9th, 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested on Canal Street passing out his hands-off Cuba literature. He got into a brouhaha, little scuffle with an anti-Castro Cuban exile gentleman named Carlos Bringier. Happened to have a shop right around the corner, and they'd had a little meeting a couple days before of Oswald in Mr. Bringier's shop. Oswald bailed out on $10. 1 week later, on August 16th, in front of the International Trademark Building on the corner of Camp and Common, that is when Oswald is filmed by the WDSU TV studios. The actual cameraman was a man named Michael Lala. Now, 1 week later, on August 21st, 1963, they invited Oswald into the WDSU studios to have a debate with Carlos Bringier, which was aired on the radio and on the television locally, just 3 months and 1 day before the assassination of John F. Kennedy. After the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Information Council of the Americas. This was a propaganda machine created by Dr. Alton Oxner in the early 60s, producing truth tapes and other material. What they did was, after the assassination of JFK, they took the WDSU studio, film and audio, and started producing these LPs. They were distributed throughout the United States in record stores. A propaganda sort of material. The most famous one, and the very first one in 1964, was the original Oswald self-portrait in red. It does have commentary by Dr. Alton Oxner, Hale Boggs, president of the American Cancer Society, Ed Butler, who ran the Information Council of the Americas as well. Interesting enough, all this material was produced, mastered at the Cosmo Recording Studios, a famous recording studio in the world of rock and roll in New Orleans here. Now, also in the same year, a white version came out. It was called Kennedy's Killer. I believe this to be a total bootleg. I cannot find any information about the SS Company of a post office box in Indianapolis, Indiana. The back of the LP is completely blank. I believe it's a bootleg. If you have any information about any of these LPs that I'm talking about anymore, please, by all means, send the information to us in the links below. We will share these so that we can get the truth out there. Now, in 1965-67, INCA produced a secondary version, Oswald Self-Portrait in Red. The same as the very first, but the artwork was a little bit more professional, a little more ornate. Then in 1967, Truth Records created Lee Harvey Oswald Speaks. This one is interesting as well because I have not been able to find any information on Truth Records. There was another Truth Records in the 65-67 area, right-wing gentleman who produced a few LPs, but I've not found any connection between this one and what they produced, so I won't name any names or anything like that. If you know anything, let us know, please. Then in 1967, the final official INCA product came out. The artwork definitely got more elaborate on this one. I really like the cover of this one. Then we had Key Records, The President Assassin Speaks. Key Records was produced by Dr. Billy James Hargis, the founder and director of the Christian Crusade. That's an interesting person with his own interesting background. Dr. Billy James Hargis, the Christian Crusade. Have fun on that one. And then there was a 45 produced in Italy, the Drama in Dallas. A small little piece, interesting enough. I don't have any other information on that other than the information that's on the cover of it. But these went out for several years. There are 7 total that we have found. If you found any others, send us some pictures. Come on down to New Orleans. We do a tour. We walk the streets where Oswald walked. We have our guidebook on Amazon, the New Orleans Guidebook to Lee Harvey Oswald and the JFK Conspiracy. Happy hunting.